Alright guys, a little messy over here, but I just found out that my battery is located behind the passenger seat of my vehicle. I thought the battery was actually in the front of the vehicle, like most vehicles, but it's not. So for me to remove the throttle body sensor, I had to first disconnect this right here, which is the negative, and then remove the positive one, which I'm doing right now with this. By the way, if you guys have a 2014 GMC Acadia SLT, you actually need the size 10 for this one, just in case, because a lot of people don't say this in videos. That's size 10 in order to remove this and this, at least these bolts right here. The front, I'm not sure yet what we got to use, but we'll get there. All right. And obviously, in order to get through all of this, it's going to be located behind your passenger. This is going to be in the way, which is a headache. That's going to be under here. That's going to be under here, right? So you have to kind of like mess with it a little bit. It's going to give you a hard time to take it out, so you can have more access to this. And then there is a cover for this battery, which is this one right here. See, that goes there. All right, so it takes only one bolt you have to remove, which that one is actually, let me see what size that was. That was, hold on 1 second. Oh, actually I don't have the size for that one. Let me see. I don't think these are labeled. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's actually a little star. I call it a star. I don't know what other people call it. I don't know. It actually looks like this. See? So that's the one that goes here on this part. Once you get that out, then you'll be able to access this. So now I just disconnected this right here. I know I keep recording after I do things, but that goes there. This goes here, which is what this is the throttle body sensor, which I'm going to replace today. It actually looks type old and rusty. So I first disconnected this right here. You got to first pull the red thing back, and then with your fingers push down in, and then pull out. All right. Same thing with this one. This one's a little bit more difficult than the other one because it's the opposite direction. Pull out and then press down and then out like that. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to remove is this right here, which I believe you push in, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if it comes out. Okay, it did come out, but it's going to take some force to come out. Once you pull it out, the whole thing might just come out right here. So you might have to just plug that back in there. Now you're going to use a flathead. Sorry, you're going to use a flathead to take this out. After you unplug that and unplug that, then you got to take this out. All right, after you loosen that one up, this is going to be loose now. Then you have another one over here. You're going to take that off too, and then you'll be able to move this. Now, this was a little tough, but goes in there like the way it was before, right? Like that. Okay, this is connected to that. Once you loosen this and loosen this piece right here, you have to come to this side of the car because it's facing this way, right? Sideways, horizontally, so that you have more of strength instead of working from the front of the car to first pull this back to get it a little loose, and then for you to pull this out. And that's what you have to, it's going to be better for you to grab this to kind of move it back and forth, and then trying to get it out like that. So it should look like this. I just checked inside, see if there's any fuel. There's nothing there. Beautiful, it's dry. All right, now next thing. Next, you're gonna remove 4 of these bolts right here. Again, size 10, like I told you guys. So now that's how it looks once you remove it. Mine looks kind of clean. We did clean it with a paper towel on the inside. It did have some black grease. So, and this is the old part right here. which I was trying to mess with it to see if it moves, and it moves a little bit.
That one has this, right?
It
has this?
should. This is the new one. Looks exactly like my old one. Just make sure everything matches up. The pins inside, everything seems to be there.
All right, so let's. All right, it's got to be, but I don't think you got to put it too tight.
Yeah, he said not too tight. So once you put those in, try to do it with your hand manually, so it'll actually be easier for you to keep it steady. So you could grab your drill and then you can tighten it up. Don't tighten it all the way because it can strip and it can break. Then you're gonna have a real big issue. So we just put on the new one. Now we're about to drill it. Now we're about to drill it in. Drill, baby, drill. Just like Donald Trump says. Oh. Wrong way.
Alright, that's it.
Alright, now we put this back, the airflow. Just make sure when you're pushing this back in.
No, I don't need nothing else, Mama.
The bottom here, like inside, the ring has a rubber piece.
Go to the back. Okay?
That rubber piece might be stopping.
I don't make nothing yet.
That rubber piece might be stopping it from going in because it's in the bottom. You can't see it. So when you try to push it in, it's going to give you a hard time. So just make sure that rubber piece is off out of the way and then push in, push that one out. Then screw this back in, screw that back in. Then we're going to put this back in, just push it in. And the same thing for this. And then this. And that's it. You're done. Don't forget, you got to put the cover back on. First, you got to make sure you take this out first, put a paper towel in there so the dirt don't get in, put this back on, and then you can put it back on. Now what we're gonna replace is the brake pedal sensor, right? Before you start doing that, obviously this right here is going to be in your way. Sorry, other way. This goes like this. Right, you're gonna see this exposed already, and then you go 1, let's see if you can see that, 2, and then 3 right here. They're all clips, at least mine. Some GMCs are not clips, they're bolts, but mine's, thank God, was just clips. All right, so all you have to do is use a flathead, right, screwdriver to get that out. You're gonna try to see, this is already in there like that, right, all the way in. Just try to get it in between and pull it out like that. It'll fall out eventually. Then you could just take out the whole piece and move on to the next thing. Now once you get under here, you're gonna see if I could put that flash on. There you go. Right here, this is the piece, this is the brake pedal sensor that I just bought. So you had to obviously disconnect this and pull it out, all right? But there's a bolt here too, I believe. We got to take that out first. And one thing that they're not going to tell you in a lot of videos, especially the homemade videos on how to do fix these things, is to unplug your battery, okay? Unplug your battery. Unplug your battery. This is all electronic stuff. You don't want to get electrocuted. You don't want something to go wrong, cause a short or whatever. So always unplug your battery. For a 2014 GMC Acadia SLT, that battery, and the other video, or the same video in the prior clip, I showed you the battery is located behind the passenger seat, not in the front of under the hood. All right, now this sucker right here is going to probably give you a hard time to pull out, especially when you're like me and forgot to push the seat back before unplugging the battery. So now you're all the way in here and you don't have a lot of space to maneuver. Same thing with under the hood or any of these things that you unplug. You got to push this red thing back, push down as much as you can, and pull out. All right, now we're gonna disconnect this right here. Take out this little bolt. Let's see if I know what size this is. So what you need here is a size 7 for this little bolt right here. All right, now this right here, I didn't know you could move. I didn't know. I'm over here struggling, trying to figure out why is it that this is not connecting. And it's because when you're putting the new piece in, this literally can move up or down like that. And then you see this is supposed to go in here. That's supposed to go in between these two, I guess you could call them prongs or whatever. Let's see if we can focus on that. And then you should be able to move this up, put the bolt back in from this side, then plug this back. Okay, that's what we're gonna do now. Alright, now once you're done, it should look like this. Okay, try to get it from the other side. It should look like that. Sorry about the camera, guys. Okay, this thing right here should be in between this. Okay, bolt is back in, size 7, and that's it. Alright, let's give it a try, see if it solves the problem. And this, by the way, is for the stability track service indicator that comes up while you're driving. So it's just a shot to see if it works. What it would do is the stability track indicator would come on, and then I would not be able to accelerate, and it would just kind of lose power, and it would give me a really hard time to go anywhere higher than 40 miles per hour. It just wouldn't go. All right, and I would have to drive like that from work on the highway back home. And this was one of the options that I can do to see if it works. I did this, and as you see in the prior clip, the throttle body sensor I replaced. Okay, now back to this. Now we're gonna plug everything back. All right, just be careful. Always wear your gloves. I always wear mine. It's not necessary, but I just do it just cause. See, the screw is already in there, the bolt. This one I'm not going to plug in yet. I'm going to do the positive then the negative first. Alright, and again, this should be a size 10. Let's see if it is. Hold on one second. Let me grab my other one. This one should be... Screw this back on. This should be a 10. Let me see. It's good. It's a 10. Okay. Alright. Alright guys, so this right here is called the Purge valve for a 2014 GMC SLT 6-cylinder Acadia. So I decided to get a new one. I'm not sure how new this one is. I don't know when's the last time they changed this. Due to the fact that I've been getting a indicator as I drive for the stability track system. So I removed the pedal brake sensor and the what was the other thing called? The throttle body sensor. I had changed that, but it came back on, so I decided to buy this because this is one of the options that they said might be wrong, and I'm gonna go ahead and try that out now. Alright, so where you could find this in your GMC, for an example, this is the old one. This is right here. That's how, I'm sorry, it goes this way, I believe. Yeah, this way, like that. Right actually behind your throttle body sensor, that's where it's at. There is a plug right here that's connected to this. You have to disconnect that, and then there is a 10mm bolt that you have to loosen up in order to get this out. Okay, so that's pretty much where it would be located, right behind the throttle body sensor. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this in and see how it works. Just make sure that exactly the way you see the old one, like it has that little rubber piece right there. This should come with this when you buy it, and these two rubber pieces here to put in here, and then the screw, the bolt, which you see right here. Alright, so I'm about to put in the new one. Let's see how this goes. I don't know if you guys could actually see. Hold on. That's probably better. Okay. Just make sure that this is aligned here. Oh, it's not aligned. I gotta rotate it like that. Let's see if it goes in. Just wanna make sure. Gotta keep that aligned in there. I don't know if you guys can see what I see. Right there. I'm gonna try to drill it in a little bit. It's gonna be a little tough to get sometimes the drill in between, but let's see. Not too tight, right there. Alright, you may also have to remove this piece right here, which you see hanging out, which is called the I forgot what was this called again. I forgot the name. It doesn't come to my mind right now, but you may have to remove this right here, which this one I'm going to replace pretty soon. I'm just waiting for it to come in. Hopefully it comes in today so I could just replace it. Now once you put this back on, just make sure that you plug this back in. This goes in here. Look how old this thing looks. And you're supposed to be able to put it in there, then it clips on. This is supposed to go back in here, and this right here is supposed to come around and go back into here. I hope this is not my problem, because if that's the case I gotta go back. Then I'm gonna put this back in here. The reason why I'll be replacing this is because this looks a little loose from the last time, and it just kind of came off easily, and I seen some grease around it, like some oil, which I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if it's supposed to just be inside, or I don't know. So I just felt like I wanted to replace that since it looks old, and this looks kind of stretched out to the little rubber piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery back, plug it in, and start the vehicle, see if it gives me the error codes for anything else. So I did remove the positive crankcase ventilation from here. This is the piece I had to order also, because I felt like this was type of loose, and I did see some grease around the tube that connects to it, which is right here, and I did not like that, because I don't know if that is, again, normal, or that's something I should be worried about. So I decided to buy a piece and replace it. This right here looks pretty normal, so I'm gonna try to now replace it to see if this does anything different. I did clear the codes. It was actually recommended to clear the codes once you replace these pieces, just to see if it actually works after you drive it a couple of miles. If it doesn't work, then the code should pop up again, or it'll indicate you on, I guess, the dashboard, you know, if something else is wrong with the vehicle or the same problem continues. So we're gonna try this, and then we'll see if it works. This thing does move around a little bit here, so you just gotta make sure you put that in there. Got some grease there. Then put this in like that. Should go in. Looks like it's nice and tight. This looks like it's nice and tight. This right here. You guys can see that right there. And then I do see some debris here with, I guess, some oil. I'm gonna just try to wipe that off just to make sure nothing else. And if something else were to occur, like a leak or something, then I would know, because I just cleaned it. Looks like that. I just cleaned that piece right there. Down there. Okay, let's try it out now. That should be looking like that.